Hi, I'm Samantha Mango. Welcome to Sullivan 180 Presents Take 5. Our guest today is Erin Lynch, the Community Engagement Manager with the Alzheimer's Association of the Hudson Valley chapter. Welcome, Erin. Thanks for being here.
Thanks so much for having me.
Can you please introduce yourself and give a brief description of your role and your organization?
Sure. So as you mentioned, I'm a community engagement manager. And so my role has a couple opportunities I get to do. I do outreach into the community to help raise awareness about Alzheimer's disease and connect our community members to our programs and services and to other agencies in the area. One part of my role also is I oversee our volunteer program. So I'm recruiting program volunteers who will help us to deliver more programs throughout our 7 counties that we cover. As I mentioned, we are the Hudson Valley chapter, so we cover all 7 counties of the Hudson Valley. We have a number of education programs which we deliver to families facing a diagnosis, but also to the general public. And we have support groups and other types of engagement activities that we can help families who are facing a diagnosis.
Can you talk about the Alzheimer's Association Hudson Valley chapter programs and services that are available to Sullivan County residents?
Sure, absolutely. So we have a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week helpline. Someone is there all the time for anybody who might need assistance or just have questions, need information. That number is 1-800-272-3900. And it's just a really great resource. If there is a crisis, someone's there for you all the time. We have a number of staff who cover Sullivan County. All of our programs and services are free of charge. And we're really happy and proud to be part of the Sullivan community. Some of those things I was mentioning earlier, we obviously offer in Sullivan: education programs, support groups. We have care consultations, which is with our master level clinicians, most are social workers, who will work with families who are facing a diagnosis. We also partner very closely with Cornell Cooperative in Sullivan County, and they provide a number of services for us there. I think that's where our support group is in Sullivan.
What are some upcoming events or meetings that our residents can participate in?
So in addition to all the education programs, we have a number of really exciting events coming up in this fall. The first is our Orange Sullivan Walk to End Alzheimer's. This is our largest fundraiser. We are meeting in person this year. It will be October 9th at Benedict Farm Park in Montgomery, right on 17K. It's very easy to get to. Lots of parking. It's a really nice location. So we're really excited about that. And for those who are unable to join us in person or aren't comfortable yet coming back out to an event with people, we will have a virtual component. So we'd love to have everybody help or participate with us. We also have the Longest Day, which is a third-party fundraising opportunity. So you can really turn anything that you love into a way to raise awareness and funds to help support Alzheimer's. We've had people bike 100 miles, run 100 miles, do any number of things: crochet, bowling, yoga, whatever your passion is. We've got a really spectacular event manager, Lauren Voorhees, who can help turn that into a way to raise awareness for Alzheimer's disease. So we're starting to kick off our 2022 season in September. So we're really looking forward to that as well. And then lastly, for our events, we have coming up, it's in a little bit of ways, but it might take some people some time to warm up to it. Our Sub-Zero Heroes event. So if you've ever wanted to jump into a frozen lake, this is your opportunity. I do not do that myself, but if you do want to jump into the lake, you can be a hero. But we also look for what we call sidekicks. So that's more my speed and probably a lot of people's. But just again, another great way to raise funds and raise awareness for Alzheimer's disease. It's a really fun day to come out and see people. The costumes, it's really exciting. It's a really fun opportunity to get out. So some years are better than others for weather, that's for sure. But it's a really good day. So that's just a couple of our events that we have coming up in the next few months.
How can people stay up to date with your organization?
So we have a lot of opportunities to stay involved with us. We have a monthly e-newsletter that people can sign up for via our website, which is another great way to stay up to date. It's www.alz.org/Hudson Valley. And that's our local chapter site. We have a great calendar on there, which lists all of the upcoming support groups, education programs. We also are on a lot of social media channels. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, those often have a number of events posted as well. that people can take a look at. And you could also call the helpline and ask if there's anything happening. If you're looking for an education program or anything like that, they're happy to tell you what's coming up and register you right there on the spot so that you can join us to learn more.
I know you've touched on it a couple times, your support groups. Can you give us a brief overview of what support groups are offered?
Sure. So a number of them are just very general. They're for caregivers of people with Alzheimer's or other dementia. We are the Alzheimer's Association, but we support families who have any type of dementia. Dementia is the umbrella term, and then Alzheimer's is just the most common form, but there are a number of other types. So we have some that are just general, open to caregivers. And then we do have a couple of specialized support groups for specific populations, including we have one that actually started during COVID for families who have loved ones in long-term care facilities. That's an additional challenge to caregiving when you aren't with your loved one every day and they're in a setting that you're not able to see them. So we have a very specific support group for that. And then we have a couple other specialty ones for adult children, spouses only, things like that. But most of them are just really general for caregivers and just a great way to connect with other people who are facing the challenge of caring for someone with the disease.
Is there anything else that you'd like to share?
I did forget to mention, we do also offer respite grants for caregivers. Caregiving for someone with dementia is very challenging and it can be very exhausting. So we really try to help support caregivers to make sure that they take time for themselves and take a break when they need to. And also sometimes caregivers have their own health issues, might need to have surgery or anything, or maybe just want to do something fun. So we do offer respite grants, which are an opportunity for families to identify a place or an agency that is comfortable for them, for their loved one to go so that the caregiver can get a break, and that we help with that financial piece. Lastly, I just want to mention, Alzheimer's is not a typical part of aging. A lot of people think it is, but it isn't. So, we have got a great program called Know the 10 Warning Signs, which can help really differentiate between what is typical aging and what's atypical aging. Because sometimes there are things that are reversible. You might have, a vitamin deficiency, or it might be a medication that you're taking could be causing it. So we always just really remind people to talk to their doctor. And while there isn't a way to prevent Alzheimer's, there are a number of things that have come out in recent years for research that show that you can reduce your risk by eating. It's all the things you would assume: eating well, staying cognitively active, socially engaged. What's good for your heart is good for your brain.
Thank you for joining us today, Erin, and we really appreciate you working with us and working with the community to build a healthier Sullivan County.
Thank you.